Alex had always enjoyed his quiet mornings. The soft sunlight filtered through the blinds, casting gentle stripes across the bathroom tiles. Steam rose from the hot water in the shower, curling into the air like tiny dancers. Today felt like any other normal day until it wasn't. He was humming a tune while washing his hair, thinking about the small tasks he needed to finish. Laundry, groceries, maybe a call to his sister. His mind wandered to the weekend plans when a sudden shimmer in the bathroom made him freeze. The air above the water rippled like heat over asphalt. Then, in an instant, a flash of light filled the small space. Alex stumbled back, slipping slightly on the wet floor. Through the haze of steam and bright light, a small figure appeared. It looked like a girl, or at least something very similar, hovering midair, with an expression that combined curiosity and mischief. Her skin shimmered faintly like the surface of a bubble, and her eyes were larger than human eyes, glowing softly with colors that shifted like liquid. Hi? Alex managed, trying not to sound as terrified as he felt. The girl tilted her head, examining him carefully. A small, amused smirk curved her lips. "Hello," she said in a voice that sounded like a musical chime. "You're human?" Alex blinked. He had seen aliens in movies and read about them in books, but this was real. Right here in his bathroom, in the shower. He swallowed nervously. "Yeah, I'm human. And, you are?" Lyra," she said simply, still floating above the tiles. Her gaze swept over the room with quick, precise movements. She pointed at the shampoo bottles. "What? This?" Alex realized she was asking about the everyday objects around her. He pointed at the shower head. "That's a shower. You use water to get clean." Lyra tilted her head again, watching the water run from the shower head. Her small hands reached toward it but stopped just before touching the hot spray. She giggled, a soft musical sound that echoed in the bathroom. "Interesting. You bathe? Like this?" Alex nodded slowly, still unsure how to respond. "Yeah, it's normal for us." Lyra's eyes sparkled as she studied him. Her smile widened into a grin that seemed almost playful. "Huh. Normal. You are very adaptable." She floated down closer to the water, examining it as if it were a small, fascinating creature. "Strange. Your species. Simple but clever. Curious." Alex blinked. "Clever? Thanks? I think I will observe," she said, hovering closer. "Observation is best way to understand." Alex took a deep breath, trying to calm the whirlwind of thoughts running through his head. Most people would have panicked if a glowing alien suddenly appeared in their bathroom, but somehow, seeing her small, curious face and playful smirk made it easier, fascinating, even. "Okay," he said cautiously. "Observation's fine. But, do you plan to, stay?" Lyra's smirk grew. "I am here now. Why leave? This environment is interesting." Alex felt a weird mixture of panic and amusement. She was tiny, harmless, but her confidence made him laugh nervously. "All right, I guess. Just try not to break anything?" She tilted her head again, studying him like he was a puzzle. "You care for things. That is fascinating. Your species, attached to objects." "Yes," Alex said with a shrug. "We are." Lyra floated down onto the edge of the bathtub, dangling her legs in the water. "And this warmth," she said, touching the water lightly. "It comforts you?" Alex smiled, surprised at how easily she understood human emotions. "Yeah, it's relaxing," Lyra giggled, leaning back on her hands and watching the water ripple. "Humans have small joys. Interesting. I like this." Alex watched her, feeling a strange sense of calm. Somehow, her presence wasn't threatening. Instead, it was curious, like having a strange but intelligent friend in your own home. Do you always appear like this? Alex asked, pointing at her shimmering skin and floating posture. She nodded. This is normal form. My species can adapt, travel through space. But your planet, curious. Your humans, even more curious. Alex's eyebrows rose. You study humans? Yes. Observation? Important. Lyra's eyes glimmered as if she were holding a secret. But accidents happen. Not meant to arrive here. Not yet. Accidents? Alex asked, tilting his head. You mean you didn't teleport into my bathroom on purpose? She shook her head. No. Curiosity. Strong. Destination. Wrong. But I am here now. Alex chuckled nervously. Well, since you're here, I guess I should welcome you? Lyra's smirk softened into a small smile. Welcome. Human. Curious about you. For the next few minutes, Alex and Lyra just observed each other. He was learning about her species, in small ways, from her strange glowing patterns to the way she moved effortlessly through the air. Lyra was learning about him, how he reacted to sudden situations, how he handled stress, and even the tiny details like the way he laughed nervously or wrinkled his nose when confused. Then Alex realized something important. So, Lyra, if you're stuck here for a little while, can I at least get dressed? She tilted her head in amusement. Dressed? Yes, Alex said, gesturing to his towel on the rack. Humans. Modest. Lyra laughed, a musical, bell-like sound that filled the bathroom. Modest. Interesting. Very human. He hurriedly wrapped the towel around himself, feeling his heartbeat slow as he noticed her curiosity wasn't invasive. She floated a little higher, examining the room without staring inappropriately. Somehow, her manners, even as an alien, made him feel respected. You, interesting, she said finally. Your species. Small, fragile, but clever. You adapt fast. Alex grinned despite himself. Thanks. I think your problem-solving is fascinating. And your kindness, when surprised, unusual. She smirked again. I like humans, Alex chuckled, shaking his head. Well, I like your curiosity, but I'm still trying to figure out why you came here. Lyra tilted her head, floating closer. Curiosity led me. Observation led me. And your species worth observing. Alex felt a strange pride. Even though she was tiny, glowing, and not from this world, he realized something remarkable. Humans really were special. There was something in their ingenuity, their emotions, their small daily lives that impressed beings far more advanced than him. For the rest of the morning, the two of them explored the bathroom. Lyra touched the mirrors, fascinated by reflections. She examined the tiles, counting patterns. She even marveled at the tiny details of soap bubbles, laughing at how they popped instantly when touched. Alex found himself explaining things he had never thought about before. Why humans wash. Why we have mirrors. Why hot water feels comforting. Lyra listened intently, her eyes glowing brighter as she absorbed every detail. Humans, strange, but remarkable, she said finally. You make life. Small wonders, everywhere. Alex smiled, realizing he wasn't just talking about himself. He was talking about all humans. Somehow, in her tiny, alien way, Lyra had reminded him that there was extraordinary value in ordinary life, and so, in the quiet of a normal morning, in a steamy bathroom filled with laughter and curiosity, Alex understood that today was not going to be a normal day at all. Something incredible had just arrived, not to harm, not to threaten, but to observe, to learn, and perhaps, to become a friend. Lyra floated near the shower head, smirking playfully. I will stay a little. Observe more. Learn more. Your world. Fascinating. Alex shook his head, half laughing, half amazed. All right. Lyra. Stay then. But breakfast comes first. Okay? The alien girl tilted her head, glowing softly in the morning light. Breakfast. Intriguing. I like intriguing. And with that, an ordinary morning turned into the beginning of an extraordinary friendship, one that promised curiosity, adventure, and the kind of learning that only humans could inspire. After the surprising morning in the bathroom, Alex and Lyra moved to the kitchen. Lyra floated behind him, her small, glowing form bouncing lightly in the morning sunlight streaming through the windows. She watched everything with intense curiosity, from the blinking lights of the coffee maker to the silver handles on the cabinets. Alex poured himself a cup of coffee and then offered her a small sip. This is coffee, he said. Humans drink it to wake up and feel more alert. Dog. Lyra's glowing eyes widened. She cautiously sniffed the liquid, then tasted a tiny droplet. Her face lit up, a look of delight spreading across her features. Warm, bitter, energizing, intriguing. Your species, drinks, taste. For effect? Alex laughed. Yeah, it's one of our strange little pleasures. Not necessary, but enjoyable. Lyra tilted her head, floating closer. Pleasure. Small experiences. Important. I understand. Your species. Values. Small joys. That's true, Alex said, stirring his own cup. We notice small things. Little differences. Sometimes, that's what makes life interesting. She nodded slowly, her gaze sweeping across the kitchen. Interesting. You notice detail, environment, small patterns. Clever. Alex felt a small surge of pride. Even though she was tiny and alien, her words made him feel special not because he was extraordinary by himself, but because humans could find creativity and joy in everyday life. Do you want something to eat? Alex asked. I have cereal, eggs, toast, and fruits. Lyra floated above the counter, examining the boxes and containers. Fruit. I like. Your colors, patterns, variety. Appealing. Alex pulled out an apple and handed it to her. She examined it carefully, running her tiny fingers over the shiny skin before taking a small bite. Her eyes widened as she tasted it. Sweet, firm, layered taste. Surprising. She giggled, floating higher with delight. Humans. No. Flavors. Well. Clever. Alex chuckled. Yeah. We try. Food can be a small adventure. Lyra nodded thoughtfully, still chewing. I understand. Your species. Clever in small ways. Enjoyment. In life. Not just survival. They spent the next hour exploring the kitchen. Lyra poked at utensils, examined the refrigerator magnets, and even played with the toaster, watching as bread popped up suddenly. Mechanics. Simple, yet effective. Your species. Efficient. Alex grinned. Thanks. We like things that work well. Sometimes it's more about making life easier than making it fancy. She hovered near the microwave. Explain. Purpose. Alex explained. It's for heating food quickly. Humans have busy lives, so we made tools to save time. Lyra's eyes glimmered. Efficiency, combined with enjoyment. Remarkable. Your species, intelligent, creative, adaptable. As they moved through the apartment, Lyra's curiosity became more evident. She floated into the living room and examined Alex's books and gadgets. Stories, ideas, captured, words, fascinating. Humans share knowledge, imagination. Alex picked up one of his favorite novels and handed it to her. This is a story. Humans use stories to imagine, to teach, to connect with others. Lyra's eyes scanned the pages quickly, taking in letters and patterns she didn't fully understand, but clearly appreciated. Communication, complex, yet elegant. Your species, capable of deep thought. Clever. Alex felt a strange warmth hearing her words. It wasn't just praise, it was admiration from someone who was clearly far more advanced in technology and space travel. That Lyra considered humans clever felt amazing. She floated over to his laptop and tapped the screen lightly. Information. Instant. Retrieval. Efficient. Humans. Design systems. Fast access. Remarkable. Alex laughed. Yeah. We're resourceful. Sometimes a little messy. But we get things done. Lyra's smirk returned, small and mischievous. Messy. Chaotic. Yet effective. Humans. Adaptable. Resilient. Interesting combination. Over the next few hours, Alex introduced her to more of the small wonders of human life. He showed her a simple game on his phone. Lyra's glowing eyes followed every movement on the screen, and she even managed to score a few points herself. Challenge. Strategy. Reward. Delightful. Humans. Create. Joy. In. Challenge. Alex nodded. That's part of it. We like to make games, solve problems, and see what we can do. She floated near the window and looked out at the city below. Humans. Build. Structures. Organize. Communities. Your species. Works together. Clever. Adaptive. Persistent. Alex leaned next to her. Yeah, we have to. Life can be complicated. But humans, we find a way to make it work. That's what I think makes us special. Lyra's eyes glimmered with approval. Special. Yes. Your species. Small. Fragile. Yet capable. Observation. Shows. Ingenuity. Problem solving. Impressive. Alex realized she was right. Even though she was tiny and fragile by human standards, she had come across the world quite literally just to observe and learn. Humans might not have advanced teleportation yet, but their ability to adapt, think creatively, and care for each other was remarkable. Then came the playful moments. Lyra started imitating some of Alex's gestures, floating upside down or twirling in the air while laughing. Alex couldn't help but laugh along, enjoying the alien's curiosity and the lightness she brought to his apartment. You imitate behavior. Humans. Clever. But playful, Lyra said, finally landing softly on the arm of the couch. Your species enjoys joy as much as survival. Fascinating combination. Alex nodded. That's one of the things I like most about humans. We find ways to enjoy life, even when things are hard. It makes us strong. Lyra tilted her head. Strong. Yes. Not just physical. Mental. Emotional. Inventive. Adaptive. Humans. Remarkable. As the afternoon sunlight shifted across the apartment, Alex realized he was learning too. He had always thought of humans as ordinary. Just another species trying to survive. but seeing someone from a far-off world admire him and the world around him made him think differently. Maybe humans were extraordinary in small, everyday ways. Lyra floated to the kitchen table, her glowing form reflecting on the polished surface. I will study more, observe more, learn. Human ingenuity, human thought, human emotion. I won. Alex smiled. And I'll help. I guess we're learning from each other now. Yes. Exchange. Knowledge. Understanding. Interesting. Lyra said. Your species teaches patience, observation, delight in small wonders. For the rest of the day, they explored every small corner of Alex's home. She marveled at his bookshelf, fascinated by the variety of knowledge humans collected. She examined his music collection, curious about why humans made sound into art. She even helped him water the small plants on his balcony, pointing out how humans had learned to nurture life in many forms. By evening, Alex felt a strange satisfaction. Lyra had been an unexpected guest, but her presence had brought him a new appreciation for his own world. The small, ordinary things humans often overlooked, books, music, coffee, games, even plants, were extraordinary in their impact. Lyra floated near the window, looking out at the twinkling city lights. Observation complete. For now. Your species, clever, adaptive, and kind. Humans, impressive. Alex laughed softly. I think we just scratched the surface, Lyra. There's still so much you don't know. She tilted her head, smiling. Then, I will stay. Observe. Learn. From you. Alex shook his head, smiling too. He realized that this tiny alien had brought more than curiosity. She had brought a mirror to human ingenuity and the simple pleasures of life that even advanced beings found remarkable. And as night fell, Alex and Lyra settled into a quiet companionship. They shared small stories, explored new ideas, and laughed over tiny discoveries. For both of them, this day had been extraordinary. A day of curiosity, learning, and a growing understanding that humans were, in their own quiet ways, truly special. In the simple acts of breakfast, games, and exploring the apartment, Alex realized something important. Even ordinary humans, in their small daily lives, could be inspiring, especially to someone who traveled the stars. And Lyra, floating above the small lamp on the table, glimmered softly, clearly fascinated, clearly impressed, and clearly ready for more. The next morning, Alex woke up to the soft glow of Lyra hovering near the ceiling. She had been awake long before him, her large, shimmering eyes scanning the room as if memorizing every detail. Alex yawned and stretched, still amazed that his life had transformed overnight into something out of a science fiction tale. Good morning, he said, rubbing his eyes. Lyra tilted her head, her small smirk playful. Morning. Human. Your sleep pattern. Fascinating. Rest. Necessary. Efficient. Alex laughed softly. Yeah. We need sleep. Keeps us healthy. She floated down near him, examining the lines of his face and the small movements he made. Humans, fragile, yet capable. Observation. Shows resilience. Adaptability. Impressive. Alex smiled. Somehow, her constant admiration didn't feel exaggerated. It felt genuine. Even though she came from a far-off world with technology and knowledge he couldn't imagine, she was fascinated by the small ways humans survived, adapted, and thrived. Lyra, Alex said, taking a deep breath. Can you tell me more about your world? You said you weren't supposed to arrive here yet. Lyra's glowing eyes shimmered thoughtfully. Yes. My species. Advanced. We travel. Observe. Study. We watch civilizations. But not interfere. She floated closer. Your planet. Humans. Unusual. Adaptable. Resourceful. Creative. Curious. Your species. Remarkable. Alex's eyebrows rose. Remarkable? Yes, she said, floating above the bed. Observation. Shows humans. Think. Adapt. Solve. Care. Imagine. You. Create solutions. Not just survive, but improve. Life itself. Alex leaned back against his pillows, smiling. I guess that's one way to put it. We do try. Lyra nodded. Her small hands clasped behind her back. We observe many species. Few show innovation, emotional intelligence, resilience. Humans, unique, valuable. Alex realized she wasn't exaggerating. He thought about how humans had built cities, written books, created art, and even sent machines to other planets. They had survived countless challenges, from natural disasters to conflicts, and still found ways to create joy, laughter, and beauty. Your species, capable of great things, Lyra continued, her voice almost musical. Observation proves humans solve problems with ingenuity, cooperation, care, adaptation, emotional, intellectual, remarkable. Alex chuckled softly. I never thought of humans that way. Usually, we just try to get by. But getting by involves strategy, thinking, cooperation, resilience, Lyra said, tilting her head. Even small actions reveal cleverness. You plan, improvise, adapt. Observation shows brilliance in simplicity. Alex felt a small surge of pride. It wasn't just that she admired humans, it was that she understood them. She noticed what made humans special in ways that many humans didn't even notice themselves. Do you have rules? Alex asked. Your people? I mean, do they always just observe? Yes, Lyra said softly. We interfere. Rarely. We watch, to learn, to understand, to preserve balance. Interference changes civilizations. But humans show potential for greatness, self-driven progress. Alex nodded slowly. I think we try. We make mistakes, but we learn from them. That's part of being human. Lyra floated closer, her tiny glowing form hovering near his shoulder. Learning from errors, adapting, innovating, rare. Humans, remarkable. He smiled, suddenly feeling the weight of her admiration. It was humbling and inspiring at the same time. Somehow, he realized humans' ordinary lives, their everyday struggles, joys, and choices were extraordinary to someone who had seen countless civilizations across the stars. Lyra, Alex said after a pause, what happened when you teleported here? Was it dangerous? Not dangerous. Accidental. Caused by curiosity. Testing. Small experiment. Travel method, she explained. Destination, intended, near research station. Coordinates, misaligned. Result, your bathroom. Alex laughed nervously. That's one way to arrive somewhere. Definitely not the way I expected an alien to appear. Human reaction. Unusual, Lyra said, her glowing eyes sparkling. No panic, no fear, calm, curiosity, adaptive, observation, shows, humans, capable, remarkable. Alex felt a strange pride swell in his chest. Thanks, I guess. I just tried to stay calm. Calm indicates problem-solving, patience, resilience. Your species, impressive, Lyra said. Humans, small, yet capable, potential, extraordinary. They moved to the balcony, looking out over the city as the sunlight reflected off glass buildings. Lyra hovered above the railing, her eyes taking in the tiny people walking below. Humans, communities, organize, cooperate, achieve, goals, together. Observation shows strength in numbers, intelligence, social, creativity. Alex nodded. Yeah, humans. We find ways to work together. We argue sometimes, but mostly, we try to help each other. That's how we survive and thrive. You thrive. Despite challenges, environment, self, obstacles, clever, resourceful, emotional, intelligent, Lyra said slowly, almost reverently. Humans demonstrate potential beyond expectation. Alex smiled. That's nice to hear. Sometimes we forget how remarkable we are, I think. Yes, humans underestimate themselves, but observation shows value, ingenuity, adaptability, emotional intelligence, creativity, unique combination. For a while, they just stood there, looking out at the city below. Alex realized that Lyra's fascination wasn't just with him, but with all humans, with their ability to take small, ordinary things and turn them into something meaningful, productive, and beautiful. Your species creates knowledge, stories, technology, art, music, innovation, social bonds, cooperation. Remarkable. Lyra's voice was soft, almost filled with awe. Humans, small, fragile, yet capable, achieve greatness. Alex laughed softly. You make us sound like superheroes. Superhero. Yes. Analogy. Partially correct. Your species, capable of extraordinary, through ordinary acts. Observation confirms. He smiled. Somehow, it felt good to hear it. Humans weren't perfect, they made mistakes. Argued. Sometimes failed, but their creativity, resilience, and emotional depth were qualities that even an advanced alien species could admire. Lyra, you really think humans are that special? Alex asked, curiosity mixed with humility. Yes, extraordinary. Not obvious. Small actions. Reveal. Ingenuity. Cooperation. Empathy. Curiosity. Resourcefulness. Humans. Unique. Valuable. Alex nodded slowly. I guess we do try. We make mistakes, but we also find ways to solve them. That's part of what makes us human. Lyra floated down to sit on the balcony railing, her legs dangling. Observation shows humans persistent, adaptive, capable, clever, emotional, social, resilient. Your species, unusual, special, remarkable combination of traits, potential. Great, Alex smiled, feeling a strange mixture of pride and humility. Here was a being who had seen civilizations across galaxies, and yet she found humans with their small joys, their creativity, and their perseverance worthy of admiration. You make me proud. To be human, Alex said quietly. Even if I just live my life the way I always have. You demonstrate potential through daily life, ordinary acts, Extraordinary outcomes. Humans. Remarkable, Lyra said, her voice soft but firm. As the day went on, Alex shared more of his world with her. They explored his small apartment, played simple games, and even tried to teach her a few human customs. Lyra was fascinated by everything: the way humans used hands to create, how they communicated with subtle gestures, how they turned ideas into reality. Observation. Complete for today. But many more aspects to learn. Humans. Endless curiosity. Intelligence. Creativity. Resilience. Emotional depth. Remarkable combination. Lyra said finally, her glowing form reflecting the late afternoon sun. Alex nodded. Yeah, there's a lot you don't know yet, but you'll see more. And maybe you'll understand why humans are more than what we seem. Lyra tilted her head, smirking. I already see. Humans. Extraordinary. Potential. Unique. Worth studying. Learning. Respecting. And as the sun began to set, casting golden light across the city, Alex realized that their bond was growing. It wasn't just friendship. It was a bridge between two worlds. One tiny alien from across the galaxy had come to his life, and in doing so, reminded him of something he had almost forgotten. Humans, in their ordinary ways, were capable of extraordinary things, and in the soft glow of the evening, Alex knew that tomorrow would bring even more discoveries for both him and Lyra. The next morning, Alex woke to the soft hum of sunlight spilling into his room. Lyra was already awake, hovering near the ceiling, her glow brighter than usual. Today felt different. She seemed thoughtful, almost serious, in her usual playful way. Alex poured himself a cup of coffee and watched her float down near the balcony. Good morning, he said. Morning, human, Lyra replied, her voice soft. I consider departure soon. Alex blinked. Departure? You mean leaving? Yes, she said, floating closer. Observation. Mostly complete. I learned much. Humans. Extraordinary. Potential. Resilient. Clever. Emotional. Imaginative. Worthy of study. Alex felt a pang of sadness. Even though their time together had been short, he had grown used to her presence, her curiosity, her laughter, and the strange way she made ordinary things feel remarkable. You leaving? He asked softly. I thought you might stay a bit longer. I must return to my people, Lyra said. Teleporter. Ready. Coordinates. Corrected. I will share knowledge gained. Humans. Special. Valuable. Alex nodded, swallowing hard. I get it. You've got your world, responsibilities, and all that. But will you come back? Lyra's glowing eyes sparkled. Maybe, when curiosity draws me. Observation, never ending. Humans, fascinating. Always more to learn. Alex smiled faintly. Well, in the meantime, I guess we can make today count. For the rest of the morning, they explored his apartment one last time. Lyra carefully examined the books, picking them up with delicate fingers and studying the covers. Stories, knowledge, imagination. Humans. Remarkable. You express ideas through words, music, art. Clever, emotional, inventive. Alex handed her one of his favorite novels. This is a story about people overcoming challenges through cleverness, courage, and cooperation. Lyra's eyes shimmered as she scanned the pages. Challenges, humans, solve, adapt, learn, overcome, resilience, extraordinary combination, capable of greatness. Next, Alex showed her his small music collection. He played a simple melody on his guitar, letting the notes fill the room. Lyra floated closer, listening intently, her body swaying gently to the rhythm. Expression, humans, create, emotion, sound, connection, remarkable, music, universal, not needed for survival, yet brings joy, understanding, emotional depth, clever. Alex felt a warmth spread through him. Here was a being who had traveled across the stars, yet she was moved by his music, by his small creations, and by the simple ways humans express themselves. Your species creates joy, knowledge, connections, experiences. Remarkable combination, Lyra said softly. Humans, capable of greatness, even without advanced technology, even without interstellar travel. Clever, adaptive, emotional, inventive, persistent. Alex smiled, feeling proud. That's a nice way to put it. We do try to make the world better, in our own small ways. Afterward, they went to the balcony, looking out at the city below. Lyra floated near the railing, observing the humans walking along the streets, going about their daily lives. Your species builds, communities, cooperates, innovates, solves, shares, creates. Remarkable. Observation confirms humans, small, fragile, yet capable. Extraordinary combination. Alex nodded. That's humans. We fight, we fail, we make mistakes, but we learn, and we keep going. Lyra's glowing eyes shimmered as she considered him. Persistence, adaptability, problem-solving, creativity, empathy. Humans, unique, value, great. Alex felt a strange mixture of pride and humility. She wasn't exaggerating, she had seen civilizations across the galaxy. Yet she found humans worthy of admiration. He realized that even ordinary humans, living ordinary lives, were remarkable in ways that could inspire other worlds. As the afternoon sunlight shifted, Lyra floated down near the table. Before departure, I wish to leave. Gift, token, humans, valuable, reminder, observation, potential, inspiration. Alex raised an eyebrow. Gift? For me? Yes, Lyra said, producing a tiny device that shimmered with a soft light. This communication device. Connect, knowledge, exchange, understand, humans, advanced, potential, share, discoveries, if needed. Alex took it carefully, marveling at the small, intricate object. Wow, this is incredible. Your species, capable, learn, adapt, create, humans, remarkable combination, potential, greatness, Lyra said softly. Alex smiled. Thanks. I'll remember today. And you. Lyra's small glowing form floated near the ceiling. And I will remember. Humans, ingenuity, resilience, creativity, kindness, potential, remarkable, everyday acts, extraordinary outcomes. Alex felt a bittersweet pang. So, you're really leaving now? How? Yes, human, Lyra said, her voice soft. Curiosity. Calls. My people. Knowledge. Sharing. Duty. Observation. Ends. Today. Humans. Special. Valuable. continue, thrive, innovate, create, adapt. Alex nodded. I understand. But I hope you remember. Small acts, big impact. Humans, ordinary, yet extraordinary. Lyra's eyes shimmered. Observation confirms. Humans, extraordinary, potential, hope, inspiration. Remarkable combination. They spent the last hour together in quiet companionship. Alex showed her a few more games, shared stories about his childhood, and even laughed at small accidents. Spilled coffee, a missing sock, the way Lyra accidentally bumped into a lamp. Each moment was ordinary. Yet for both of them, it was extraordinary. Finally, the time came. Lyra floated near the center of the room, glowing softly. Departure. Imminent. Teleporter. Active. Coordinates. Corrected. Humans. Continue. Thrive. Learn. Create. Inspire. Potential. Extraordinary. Alex took a deep breath. Goodbye, Lyra. Thank you for everything. You've reminded me what it means to be human. Lyra tilted her head, her smirk gentle, almost affectionate. And you reminded me. Humans, extraordinary, resilient, clever, emotional, inventive, remarkable, potential, continue, thrive, inspire. Remarkable combination. A bright flash of light filled the room, warm and soft. When it faded, Lyra was gone. Alex stood in silence, the room suddenly feeling emptier, yet somehow fuller. He held the small device she had left behind, marveling at the tiny object that carried her presence. He sat down on the couch, reflecting on everything that had happened. A tiny alien girl had appeared in his bathroom, curious and mischievous, and in doing so, had reminded him of something humans often forgot. The ordinary acts of daily life, creating, learning, caring, imagining, and persevering were extraordinary in themselves. Alex realized that humans didn't need superpowers or interstellar travel to be remarkable. Their curiosity, resilience, adaptability, creativity, and kindness were powerful enough to impress beings from across the galaxy. The HFY truth had never been clearer. Humans were extraordinary, not because of technology or dominance, but because of their unique combination of intellect, empathy, and imagination. He glanced at the device in his hands and smiled. Lyra had given him a gift, not just of communication, but of perspective. Humans had value, remarkable value in ways even the stars could recognize. As the sun set over the city, painting the sky with gold and pink, Alex stood on his balcony and watched the lights below. Somewhere, across the galaxy, Lyra would carry the story of humans back to her people, and somewhere in the universe, someone else might look at humans and see what Lyra had seen. A species small and fragile, yet capable of extraordinary acts of ingenuity, kindness, and courage. And in that quiet moment, Alex understood something important. The universe might be vast, full of advanced civilizations and strange phenomena, but humans had something that no technology could replicate: the ability to create, adapt, and inspire. That alone was enough to make them truly special. With a deep breath, Alex turned back inside. The apartment felt quieter, yes, but alive with the memory of their shared experiences. Lyra's curiosity, laughter, and admiration had left an imprint on him, a reminder that even ordinary humans could do extraordinary things. He smiled to himself, holding the device and thinking of the future. One day, maybe Lyra would return. One day, humans might encounter more beings who would see their worth. And one day, humans themselves would fully realize what Lyra had seen all along. That they were remarkable, resilient, clever, and capable of greatness. In small ways, in big ways, and in ways the universe might never forget. And with that thought, Alex felt a quiet joy. For the first time in a long while, he understood that being human wasn't just ordinary. It was extraordinary.